What's up, Scorpio? How are you guys doing? We're going to do something a little different here tonight. Since I did the weekly check-in as an all signs video, I got to do something to fill the space. So we're going to kick it old school this week, and I'm going to do a bonus reading for December 2025. I have a couple of important announcements to make. I will make it as quick as possible. First, if you need information on scheduling personal readings, that information's in the description. Also, my courses, all of my courses are available in my school on my website for a little bit less than a week. How to read the tarot, the beginner's guide to manifestation, the steps to true healing, how to attract your life partner, and manifesting financial abundance. January 1st, they go bye-bye. I'm not sure how they're going to be made available and in what order in the coming months. But they're very reasonably priced. I would highly recommend at least grabbing one because 2026 is going to be a big fucking year. But there's a very time-sensitive announcement. I have some used tarot decks on eBay. We usually do it once a year, usually right around this time of year, around Christmas, New Year's time, where I get rid of some of my old tarot decks. So I have 4 of them available on eBay right now. I have a promo video on the videos section of my channel, but the links to all of those are in the description, okay? That'll only be available for like 2 more days, so that's time sensitive. All right, let's jump into this. I want to start this off with the singles and your love interest. Now, what I am looking for is details, situations, or scenarios that didn't make it into the main monthly reading. And I guess we're going to check to see if timelines have changed as well. Boy, it does not look like YouTube wants to notify nobody this morning, does it? Good Christ. Oh well, the show must go on. Is there any details I left out about Scorpio and their love interest? Or have timelines changed? Got that karmic wheel reversed. And still got that 2 of Wands. Still got that 2 of Wands, man. So it still doesn't really look like much of a decision is being made. Yeah, honestly, that's been pretty much the general consensus for most of the signs. You know, not a whole lot has changed, and that may possibly be a good thing. For some of you, that could be the universe doing you a favor. That could be divine intervention, the universe not letting you get stuck in a situation that you think you want right now, but you really don't. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. King of Cups reversed. You don't want to get with a King of Cups reversed. But you may not realize that right now, you know? If I may say this, one of my favorite feelings in the world is when I look back on something that didn't work out and I'm thankful for it. That is such a good feeling when you're saying, thank you, universe, for not giving me what I thought I wanted, you know? It's kind of what I'm feeling like is happening here, you know? But I don't know why this seems to be the general energy that's coming up for most people with their love interest. 2 of Wands, Hangman. It doesn't get much more stagnant than that. That's about as stagnant as it gets right there. Let's see how they feel about you and what their truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions are. Scorpio's love interest. Hangman again. I'll be damned, dude. Hang on, let me see what else comes through, because that's actually a really strange card to just jump out first thing in someone's intentions. Hey, let me know in the comments, y'all, if you're getting notified. I know it's Christmas Eve and everything, but good Christ, this room is filling up slow as fuck. Y'all getting notified? Or is everybody just busy with the holidays? Okay, 9 of Cups reversed and the Lover's card. So, honestly, I'm kind of feeling like there might be somebody else involved. And this came out in the last spread, too. I just didn't mention it. I think this person is still attached to a past codependency connection. And I only say past because of the 6 of Cups. I do think there's somebody else involved. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, when you find yourself in a situation like this, it's usually a past person most of the time. But I mean, I think there's somebody else involved, honestly. I think so. Either somebody directly, actively involved, or just somebody else they have their mind on, you know? I mean, I know I've found myself in situations before where I had a love interest and we're talking and things seem like they're going good, but there's just something, there's a wall there between us. It seems like they're keeping me at just enough of an arm's distance and you can't figure out why. And it's like, what the fuck? It feels like it's going somewhere, but you're breadcrumbing me and keeping me at just enough of an arm's distance. You end up later on finding out that they were buying time. They were really wanting someone else, and they were banking on that. But you'll do. If I can't get what I really want, well, I guess I'll settle for you. And I've been in that situation before. Oh, yes, I have. And I feel like something along the lines of that is what's going on here, because we do got this 3 of Cups, you know. I know you can't tell by looking at this Christmas deck here, but that's the 3 of Cups, one of the third-party cards. So, okay. All right. Well, let's grab the advice. How about Gilded Tarot Royale? This is one of the decks that I have for sale on eBay. One of my all-time favorites. I always, ever since this deck came out about 4 or 5 years ago, I always have a copy of it on hand. Always. Always. And usually every time I get rid of my tarot decks on eBay, I get rid of one of these. I love it. All right, what's the advice for Scorpio? 6 of Pentacles. Well, there has to be equal give and take here, dude. There just has to be. There has to be. You can't be the one putting all of the energy and effort into it. You know, you can't do that. After a certain point, you can't be the one giving it your all. You know, I think a lot of you, because I do know that you all do typically tend to be very patient. I mean, patient on the outside while you're boiling on the inside, but still it's patience nonetheless. And I think that this person is taking your patience as a sign of weakness. And after a certain point, you just can't let that go like that. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I will tell you this, though. Whenever you can find it in yourself to step aside from this situation, and I'm telling you, you have to find it in yourself. You can't just do it because I told you to, right? When the pieces finally click into place and you see within yourself why you should step aside from this, you got blessings waiting on you that are going to make you look back at this person and laugh your ever-loving ass off. You'll look back and see, look. Yeah. Not only will you look back and laugh your ass off, but you'll look back at what could have been if you got what you wanted, and you'll slap yourself like, oh my God, I was this close. Like, I'll never forget. Every time I say this, it makes me think of the very first girlfriend I ever got in my life. I was 14 years old, okay? Now, keep in mind, I'll be 38 years old in February. Back when I was 14 years old, I got this little girlfriend, right? We dated for like 6 months, and I thought I was so in love. And she broke up with me. And man, when she broke up with me, my poor little pea-picking 14-year-old heart was in pieces, dude. I was a mess. And then shortly after that, I want to say within a year, she started dating this other dude, okay? And they're still together to this day. And they have at least one kid together, and they're married. And congratulations. But I look at that, because at least once a month, one of their profiles gets recommended to me on Facebook. And I'm like, ooh, oh my God, I could have been that dude. I was this close to being that dude. Oh, I'm so glad that didn't happen to me. Ooh. I know it sounds horrible, dude, but I'm telling you, the universe has blessings waiting on you that if you can just trust it and allow it. I know that's trendy and corny and maybe even a little bit cliche, but if you can step aside and allow it, don't try to force anything that obviously isn't wanting to work. Don't try to fight anything that's fighting against you. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, the universe is going to bring you blessings that'll make you look back at anything you thought you wanted and laugh your ass off, dude. Telling you, a lot of you are going to find yourself in that place in 2026. Unfortunately, it's not all of you, but my goal is to hopefully make it the overwhelming majority of the people who follow me. That may be an unrealistic expectation, but that's what keeps me going. All right, now we're going to shift gears and see what's going on in the current long-term relationship. So if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but the two of you are not experiencing any problems, this is not for you. Let's see how it's looking between Scorpio and the current long-term partner. A lot of fear, nervousness, anxiety. Oh, damn, dog. Well, that's not a card you want to see as the first card in the main spread. But with the overall energy being the 9 of Swords, that kind of indicates to me that I don't know if I want to go as far as to say that this is happening like this month. But I think you feel it deep in your bones that this is right around the corner. It could be any day now. Horrible communication, really, really, really like serious immaturity issues. You could be dealing with somebody that's just entirely too immature for you. So, okay, with the 2 of Cups in the heart of the spread, I don't think separation is happening. However, y'all are definitely not on happily ever after status. And you feel it deep in the pit of your bones. Any day now. Any day. You could sneeze too hard or fart too loud and the fucking tower is going to come crashing down. I don't think it's happening, though. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, okay. Some of you dealing with an Aries. Who else do I have here? Just Aries, okay. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. We're kind of going in circles. You know, let's just see how this person feels about you. There's not much more I can say about that without just talking in circles. How does this person feel about Scorpio, current long-term partner? How's the current long-term partner feel about Scorpio? What are their energies and intentions? They feel like y'all are stuck in a karmic cycle. They're still holding on to hope, though. mean, this is telling me that they do love you. That's what this is telling me. Oh, look what just yelled at me. This is telling me, I mean, I know some of y'all are yelling at the screen right now, but this is telling me that this person does love you. I do honestly think, though, that this person has a serious victim mindset. But I think, honestly, a lot of you are dealing with the type of person who, at the deepest level, is very well-intended. They're not quite mature enough to play the role that they need to play, nor are they mature enough to understand that their immaturity contributes to the problem. I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm trying to be like biased here and not take sides. I'm not pointing the finger at you or them. But to make a relationship work, it does take work on both parts, right? So when it comes to the work they need to do and the role that they need to play, I don't think they're quite mature enough to play it. And subsequently, not mature enough to realize that their immaturity is contributing to the problems. So that's when they play the victim. It's happening to me because in my heart, I have nothing but the best of intentions. There's a difference between intentions and potential. And you see a lot of people hold on to relationships probably longer than they should because they confuse someone's intentions with their potential. Just because somebody has good intentions doesn't mean that they have the potential to carry out those intentions, you know? If somebody's too fucking immature, they can have the best intentions in the world, but don't confuse that for potential. I see who you could be. No, they couldn't really because they're not mature enough for it, right? If they were mature enough, yes, they could. But I don't know. I just kind of feel like Knight of Wands, Fool card. The person seems well-intentioned, just not really mature enough to play the role you need them to play. So, my favorite fucking part. Advice for the current long-term relationship. I'm being sarcastic. I dread this more than anything else. Because it's really hard to do. And 9 times out of 10, advice for a current long-term relationship usually boils down to one of a tiny handful of talking points. Because there's not much you can do, man. After a while, once y'all done been together 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years, 15 years, after a certain point, there's really nothing you can do. I hate to make it sound like that, but let me just see. Yeah, see? Judgment, see? Yeah, well, with a situation like this, I'm not saying do this. You can if you want. But the only way you can really not guarantee, but increase the chances of longevity is to just accept it and fucking shut up and deal with it. Fuck it. It is what it is. You are who you are, and I'm not changing you anytime soon, so this is what I got. I'm just going to accept it and deal with it. It's about all you can do. Now, there is one exception to that. If you're in one of those relationships where everything is a fight, everything, it does not matter what you do. It does not matter what you say. They're going to twist it into an argument. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. Whatever they're complaining about today, if you fix that problem, they're going to complain about something tomorrow. If you fix that problem, they're going to complain about something else. If you put this person in a perfect world, they will bulldoze it to the ground just to give themselves something to complain about. If you're with one of those kinds of people, there's nothing you can do. All you can do is walk away from that. That's all you can do. All you can do. You know why? because these people are literally physiologically addicted to the chemicals produced by negative emotions. That's not a metaphor. That's not an analogy. Your emotions literally flood your body with chemicals. Negative emotions flood your body with epinephrine, cortisol, stress hormones, and a person who lives in that energy for a long, drawn-out, extended period of time, their body literally becomes physiologically addicted to those chemicals. So they're addicted to negativity, literally. Literally, they're addicted to it. That's why there's nothing you can do. If they're addicted to fighting and arguing, you think that you're going to bring logic to the table? You think you're ever going to reason with them? You think you're ever going to satisfy them? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Nothing you do will ever be good enough because they don't want it to be good enough. They want to bitch. They want to complain. They want to fight. They want to argue. And if there's nothing to fight and argue about, they will bulldoze something to the ground and blame it on you. Like there's no winning. All you can do is walk away from that. It's all you can do. Don't say I didn't warn you. I have a feeling there's one or two of you watching who have been spinning in that circle for 5, 6, 7 years. I can tell you what your next 5 years is going to look like. And then the next 5, and the next 5. So take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Scorpio family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is in the description. And don't forget about my courses. They're going to be available until January 1st, and then they go bye-bye. Also, don't forget, I have some used tarot decks that are for sale on eBay. We do that once a year around the holiday season. And now it's that time of year. So you can watch the promo video I put up about them, or you could just look at the links in the description, you know. So yeah, that'll be available for 2 more days. So you want to hop on that. It's time sensitive. All right. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.